Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and today I want to show you this really cool statue from Banpresto that I picked up from Dragon Ball Z. This is the dramatic showcase statue, 5th season, volume 1, and it's of Goku with angel wings. A very rare sighting of Goku with angel wings. Now I got this from Amazon.com. It costs 20 bucks, and I've been having my eye on this since months ago. I think since February when I first saw it, and thankfully the price has not really gone up that much since then. In fact, it's gone down a little bit. So if you are interested in possibly picking it up, this particular statue, that's how much it's going to cost you from Amazon. It's a really good deal, and much like the rest of Banpresto statues, a little bit of assembly is required, not too much. We bring Goku over here and see, like, really the only thing that you have to do is his torso comes in 2 pieces. You put his torso together. His angel wings on the back are 2 completely separate pieces that peg into the back. The halo is a separate piece, and then there's just 2 little pieces that go into the included display stand that you can use to prop him up to make him look like he's kind of flying now as he's waving. Now, what makes this particular Goku not very common is because you really didn't see him in episodes like this. Even when he died during the after Radix, and even after he died after Cell, you never saw him this way. He was only shown in the ending credits of Dragon Ball Z, the second batch of ending credits that they had. You might have seen that over in Japan. And he was also on the cover of a Dragon Ball Z manga called Finale. That was the chapter in which him and King Kai had angel wings. So besides that, you really didn't see him like this, which is why I think it's so good and so awesome why Banpresto decided to go along with this particular design. So without further ado, we're going to get a better, closer look at Goku, look at all the details of his wings and everything, and then you can decide for yourself if you want to add this to your collection and put it on your shelf. Now, I said this a lot in Banpresto statue reviews. All these ones that you see behind me, and even some ones that you don't see behind me. One thing I've always said consistently is that Banpresto does a fantastic job when it comes to sculpt and when it comes to paint and selling these statues at a price that is super affordable, especially compared to a lot of the action figures that you see today. And this Goku is definitely no different. He is clean. And when I say clean, I mean I have looked over this guy for the past few days, and I have not seen any examples of errant paint. I have not seen scratches. I have not seen any small, tiny imperfections at all, even on certain parts that you think, well, okay, maybe there would be some stray paint every now and then. For example, his wristband. It's a blue wristband, and he's got a great flesh color, but the very tip of that wristband, right around the edge, is completely solid. There's no sort of olive tones from the skin bleeding over onto the blue of the wristband. And that detail is so small, but yet they happen to nail it. Even down on his boots here, there's very subtle lines, sort of like a grayish, yellowish band that goes around the boot. It's a perfect straight painted line. The red around the edge of his boots at the bottom, again, very clean. And then we take a look at the decal on his face, and it's just such a great look for Goku. You know, Goku is very good at conveying those emotions. We've seen him furious, we've seen him stoic, we've seen him confident, cocky, and now in this pose, he just seems kind of peaceful. And he kind of has to be, because he's an angel with these wings. And speaking of the angel wings, wonderful sculpted detail in these angel wings, especially because they really didn't have to apply any kind of complicated paint work to these because they're angel wings. They have to be pure white. And the sculpting detail on these wings is done very well. Individual ridges, you can feel them with your fingers. You can see the individual feathers flock out and the angle at which they flock out. So you can definitely tell the difference between the left and the right. And again, it's clean. The only thing that I would say detracts from the cleanness overall of this statue, and it's really not a big deal, is the halo on Goku's head. Simply because there's like these little circles. I don't know if they're molding circles. I don't know if this is how they're punched out of a big mold or whatever. But you can see like little molding circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top of his halo. Really totally not a big deal, especially because I love this halo. This halo, to me, it almost it puts an exclamation point at the end of this figure and explaining how good it is, because we don't get a lot of halos in Banpresto Dragon Ball Z figures. And I think we're getting one with, I think there might be a Gogeta or Vegito coming out in 2018. I think he may have a halo as well, but beyond that, you don't see it at all. Now, as far as his stability on this base goes, you don't have to worry about that. These Banpresto statues are always placed in dynamic poses, so you could not really display him without this stand. So it behooves you not to lose this plastic piece that goes up into his leg and this other little plastic piece that goes over into his foot. So unless you're propping him up against something, you will not be able to get him that way. But once he's on there, he is going to stay on there pretty good. Now, it's not like super glue. If you try hard enough, you can knock the wings out of place. The halo is perhaps the weakest joint that you plug into his head. That one does get a little bit wonky, but once you have it set up, it's going to be just fine. It's going to be perfect. Much like this statue, it's perfect in so many ways. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, and you're looking for a Goku figure or just a figure in general that you typically don't see in the show, something that's as obscure as a manga cover that you probably never seen or haven't read, or ending credits that you never paid attention to for a series of episodes that you never watched all the way through, then this is the type of statue that you are definitely going to want to get. And especially since on Amazon, at least, Banpresto statues have a tendency to fluctuate in price, and usually once they start to go up, it's rare that they begin to come back down. So for this statue in particular, he's 20 bucks now, but perhaps if you wait a few more months and the suppliers start to dwindle on how much they're getting, you'll see it go up and up and up and up and up, kind of like Shenron, kind of like Vegito back there, if you can see him. They all have gone up, so get it while you can. This definitely gets my thumbs up, my seal of approval, and this being the latest Banpresto statue I've got in a very long time, and I'm so glad to know that the quality has not dipped since then. So that's it. I'm going to leave a link in the description of this video where you can find this on Amazon, and hopefully you can get it for the same price I did. And stay tuned, because Banpresto has got a ton of awesome statues coming up, especially for 2018. And I'm going to be right here reviewing as many of them as I can because they are just that awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching this. And until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.